Welcome to the final tribal council, everyone. It's been a great season, and it's now about time to find out the winner. We have the jury votes are in. We have a winner about to be declared. AJ, B, Isaiah, you guys came as far as you can in this game. Now it was up to the jury to decide your fate. You guys took different roads to get here. B, day one, got the Super Idol. Isaiah, day one, got nothing because he lost it trying to go for the Super Idol. AJ got a regular idol. Even when you guys got to the tribe swap, B got into a majority where she threw challenges. Isaiah went to Exile Island. AJ was in the minority that turned majority. And then you guys all took different routes to get here through the merge, weaving and dodging and ducking. And here you are. So congrats to all of you, no matter what. Getting to the end is a big feat. But only one of you can win. So let's not postpone this any longer. Let's get to the votes.
Hold up. Wait, I'm going to say one thing real quick.
Yeah.
Guys, it's been a really fun season to host. You guys are all amazing players. I've had a lot of viewers message me some stuff, specifically asking for me to invite you three to play in their season. And I'm sure if they see some of the past tribals, they would love the jury as well. You guys did amazing this season as well. That's my cat, sorry. This season has definitely been one of the best I've hosted in 8 years.
Ditto.
One of the best casts. And, I wish you guys best of luck. And it's been an amazing game. So, good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Here we go. Comes down to the three of you. Let's get to these votes.
What about Brian's dog? Can Brian's dog win?
Brian's dog cannot win.
Brian's dog voted for Brian.
Everyone know
one vote.
I'm going live. All right.
Brian's dog.
Here we go. Let me just get one final tally of the votes, make sure we're good. All right. First vote. B. Next vote. AJ.
AJ got a vote? What?
One vote B, one vote AJ.
Oh, now we're saying 0 vote finalist.
Next vote.
I'm surprised.
AJ.
What?
That's 2 votes AJ, 1 vote B. Next vote.
Yeah, like crazy.
2 votes B, 2 votes AJ. Next vote. B. That's 3 votes B, 2 votes AJ. Next vote. Isaiah. We have 3 votes B, 2 votes AJ, 1 vote Isaiah. Next vote. B. 4 votes for B, 2 for AJ, 1 for Isaiah. Next vote. And the winner of Survivor Idol Island.
Congratulations.
Woo! Congratulations, B. You are the sole survivor.
Congrats, B. Congrats, Isaiah, or Isaiah on third and AJ on second.
You did such a good job, you guys. Good job.
Yeah,
good job, everybody.
That tribal was just like every other tribal with people all the time. So it wasn't like a clear cut.
I think at some point it was Isaiah was winning, and then a bunch of things changed. And
yeah.
Oh man.
No, a lot of votes changed at the last minute.
Good job.
Not the last minute, but there were some changes.
Yeah. Isaiah was looking like he might have pulled it off for one time, but then some votes changed around.
It's okay. No, I had a lot of fun. That was I'm really happy for it. Good job.
Yeah. I mean, B, so give us some words. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I want to hear from you.
Wait, let's hear from AJ. Let's hear from AJ first.
Let's hear from AJ. Yes. Come on, AJ, runner up first.
No, it was a great time. I loved all of you. It was you guys made this so intense. I'm so glad this is over. So much stress has been this last week. It's been nice. Congrats, B. You definitely deserved it. You killed it.
Oh.
Yes.
Me and AJ are buddies now, even though I'm mean to him.
All right, B. So give us the winning speech.
I just want to thank everyone that got me to this place. Thank you, of course, Brian and Wallace, my guys. Thank you to Jonathan and Spencer, my other guys. Thank you to all the rest of them. Isaiah, you know who you are. Yeah, thanks to everyone who played. It was really fun, and I got to meet new people and I don't know, do stuff and get obsessed with something that is not my game. So yeah.
And B, you won the $15 prize.
Woo! Novels, getting some art.
So she's not going to McDonald's, she's going to Hungry Jack's.
Yeah, Hungry Jack.
No way! No, not fried. I just ate all those nachos. Oh.
So yeah, we had 9 votes for the finale instead of 10, just because Nick, due to personal reasons, did not vote.
Oh.
And we had 6 votes for B, 2 votes for AJ, 1 vote for Isaiah. Trevino voted for Isaiah. Tracy and Nick, with the other Nick, obviously, with no K, voted for AJ. And then Zach, Alex, Brian, Wallace, Jonathan, and Spencer voted for B.
Wow. Thank you, guys.
There was a couple people that were very split on this vote. So I guess, Zach, you were one of the people I think that was the most unknown about where you were going to lay your final vote. So what came into it?
It really came into just at the end of it, end of that tribal council, seeing how self-aware everyone was and how much of their game they were willing to open up to everything. And I feel like everyone did a good job, but I think B just coming around and even recognizing that, hey, I might not vote for her for this because she didn't play strategically. I feel like that is self-aware enough to push her over the edge and say, hey, yeah, it was my social game, not my strategic game. Do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it was sort of like, I realized I didn't expect the amount of votes after that tribal because I realized, like, mea culpa, how many problems and everything that I had, like saying that, that I'd go to the end with Zach and Brian and stuff like that, and thinking that, oh, obviously that doesn't sound like I was thinking strategically at all. And I thought, well, that was, the bullet to my game.
I mean, I think everyone was in unison on who won final tribal council. And everyone seemed to agree it was Isaiah.
100%.
Can confirm.
Sir, you actually were voting Isaiah until recently. You changed your vote last minute. What?
Oh, wow.
Why were you voting Isaiah and why did you change?
So the reason that I changed my vote ultimately was it really did come down to, can I vote for somebody who doesn't know anything about me? And Isaiah, it's not a knock against you personally. It's just, would I expect somebody to vote for me if I didn't put in that effort? And B, on the other hand, was exceptional about that. We had a lot of talks that, weren't even about stuff that was going on in the game, and that personal connection meant a lot to me. Whereas you had an incredibly strong final tribal council, which it was a very, very, very hard vote for me to make.
Yeah. And then Tracy, you voted for AJ.
Mm-hmm.
So what was behind your AJ vote?
Collusion. I mean, I did I did apologize to B last night. I don't hate the girl. It's just that our games are so diametrically opposed. I felt like I couldn't reward what I consider to be poor gameplay and poor behavior. And so I wanted to reward that wherever the fuck else it went. So it was a vote against, not a vote for.
Wow. Yep.
I'm sorry. No, like I told you, if you win this, you deserve to have won this. And you won this, so congratulations, honestly.
I understand as well, I realized the mistakes that I made, and I didn't expect the amount of votes that I got after, showing everyone the flaws in my own gameplay. So.
Yeah, no, that's just what it was. Like we've been talking in Ponderosa for weeks and weeks and weeks, And it sort of felt like the final three was there because all of us made mistakes and not necessarily because the final three did things well. So that was just like a little bit of vomit in the mouth and just a very difficult decision to make.
So is there a friendship between you two after the game?
I hope so.
It's the internet. I don't know. She knows I love the MasterChef Australia, so maybe we'll have things to talk about in April.
Yes.
That's it. So pretty soon we're going to be releasing an episode guide, which we're going to ask for your input with. The the pre-merge is all pretty much written up. Obviously, anything that you guys want to pull out, say, hey, there was a confessional or this was a group chat, we'll add you back to some group so you can pull out and help us tell the story. Because we want your story to get, future people to be able to read it because it was such an interesting story. But I think in the story, there might be someone that came out as kind of a villain. And that might have been Brian.
What? Not like he was intending that or anything.
I know, right? Brian was things like that.
How could I be a villain with this dog?
Oh my God, Brian has a puppy. Oh my God, is it such a good boy or is it such a good boy?
He's such a good boy. How could I be a villain when this dog has such a cute face?
I know, right?
Was there any a point where you thought you came out swinging too hard from the beginning? Because there was a time at the first tribal council where everyone was about to flip on you and vote you out.
Yeah, no, I knew I was riding close to that line, but I don't really know how else I would play. I can't take a back seat and sit back and not know what's going on and just take direction. That's just not in my nature. So I, played hard. I didn't intend to necessarily be a villain, but I did intend to be an antagonist. And I like to think that I did that all right to a number of people.
Oh, there's another dog now.
What?
I think Spencer has a dog up.
Oh, cute.
I love the dogs. Because you guys were at each other from the very beginning. It was kind of the Spencer versus Brian show for the first tribal council.
Well, it kind of was, but then in the background it wasn't really, and that was kind of more for show than anything else. And I don't know. We didn't ever... once we got split up with the swap, we didn't really find that much common ground other than the Trevino vote after the merge. But I like Spencer a lot, and he's a great guy. And hopefully, if I'm down in Florida, we can grab a beer sometime.
That's good to see. That once you go to Ponderosa, it seems people kind of got over any animosity they had during the game.
Well, some people did.
Some people did.
Nutadura stands strong. Oh my goodness. I was both sad and happy when Zach came back because Nutadura just got to go back to play again.
Spencer, was there anyone in particular that didn't kind of let that happen?
I don't want to speak on behalf of anybody else. That's not my place. But yeah. If somebody wants to volunteer,
this is Austin.
Does Alex have a comment on this one? I think that's what you're kind of hinting at.
A little bit.
Alex was the one who did it, but
one more time. What's the question?
You're talking about most people got the animosity when they got to Ponderosa, but we're told some people still held grudges.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Arizona and Nick maybe took some things a little more personal than I thought was necessary. But I don't know. I think we kind of talked things out and worked it. I think there's mainly just a miscommunication, but I don't know. I hope we're okay. He did seem upset, but I didn't mean anything by it, so.
It seemed like your final tribal council question was kind of trying to clarify something you guys were disagreeing about.
Well, I just wanted a clarification because I honestly thought he was working against me as much, and I trusted him and I wanted to work with him, but I did honestly feel like he wasn't being fully honest with me, and that's why in the end that's where I decided to let him go. I didn't actively work against him, but I didn't, and at the end I didn't actively try and keep him around either, just because I felt like I lost a lot of trust in him by his behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Trevino and I are fine.
Yeah. I mean, Trevino seemed kind of like a spitfire in your conversations at Ponderosa.
What did you say?
He kind of seemed like a firecracker at times.
Definitely a firecracker, but I don't think it was like aimed towards anyone specifically.
Yeah.
Just like very, he's a very passionate guy, speaks with, a lot of fire, and not in a bad way. It's just he's very strongly opinionated, and I think a lot of us are. So, I don't disrespect that at all.
Yeah. So, Jonathan, we didn't get to see much from you. The merge came, and you kind of were a casualty with an idol in your pocket. You had the last idol in the game, and you walked away with it. So, what do we miss from not having more Jonathan?
Well,
Everything.
I probably would have flipped a lot because I definitely had in mind that this was a game and not something super serious. So I probably would have been more of a swing vote, or at least tried to be a swing vote. And then I would have gotten voted out early probably. So, I just got knocked out a little earlier than I expected. And for some reason, I felt safe enough to keep that little idol in my pocket.
Jonathan has said you basically missed out on 1 or 2 votes.
Yeah. That's what it seemed like. So Isaiah, day 1, you went for the super idol, came up with nothing.
Yeah.
So you regretted? Did that alter the way you had to play the game?
Yeah. I mean, no. I don't regret doing anything. Probably I didn't talk to people as much as I should have, but yeah, I think going for the idol day 1 kind of forced me to be in sort of a passive kind of state as well. But I don't regret it. I like playing wild. It was fun, for that 1 second. So for the idol day 1 kind of yeah.
AJ, you came only a couple votes away, 4 votes behind B, but second place. So what do you think? Do you think that B was a deserving winner, or what did the jury miss out on?
They rewarded her social game, which was great because she had a connection with basically all of them, and I can stand behind that because I see how she does that to people, how she connects with people because it's really well. But they did not, I feel, in my opinion, didn't vote for the best person who had not a hand on the game. She didn't have a hand on the game like me or Isaiah did, perhaps, but her social game was definitely better than ours, and the jury thought that was more important. So I stand behind that.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna invite the pre-jurors in here.
Hey.
The Google Hangouts has an upper limit. I posted it in the YouTube thingy, but the YouTube this has an upper limit, and I think we're at it.
Okay. Well, I'm posting if they want to join it if they can. Someone said it was 25, but I thought it was 10.
It's definitely not 25. Otherwise, it would have been in a lot earlier.
The first tribal council of Merge, and me and Nick with the C, were trying to get in, but they said it had reached its limit that time. It was only 12 or something.
All right. Well, I sent them the link, so if they can join, they can join.
Apparently Google's wrong.
Right? Maybe because it's a live hangout versus just a hangout.
I know Jacob just had surgery or something. So.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Hope he's okay.
He seems to be okay. He tweets all the time, so
if you're tweeting for your hospital bed, chances are
you're fine. So
everything he has to talk to us. So that's good. It's good to know.
Yeah. So Zach, looking back at the game, I guess, what was one thing you wish you could have changed in your own power?
I don't know. I don't think I could change anything in my own power. The only thing I would change is the whole Christmas thing, because I feel like that kind of screwed a bunch of stuff up. But otherwise, I don't know what I could have done too differently. I'm open to suggestions for next time if anyone has any.
My entire problem from the merge going forward was that Nutajura was kumbaya to the wet, and Spencer and Wallace were just too fixated on working with B, and that's what ruined us, which is why you deserve to win. But you know what I mean? And that's it just felt like the entire game was kind of out of our control, no matter what and how we tried to do.
Yeah, I completely agree with Tracy on that. Is that there's a lot of things that I would have changed about my own gameplay. but I don't think any of them would have landed me at the final tribal council because of things out of control.
I should have gotten more of those little coins. I should have found like a currency transfer.
Dude, Zach, if you would have gone for coins, wouldn't you have gotten 5? You would have gotten 5, and other Austin would have gotten 5. Isn't that how this works?
Penny stacking coins. If I got those,
Oh, you should have gotten toonies. That's what you're saying. Hey, Ryan, what's up?
Yeah, that was future. That's definitely something we got to keep in track. We didn't realize there were such a large. Not practical.
I mean, dude, it's not spending money on a challenge. Like, it's still legal Tinder. You can go spend it later after you're done winning challenge. Like, this isn't hard.
I actually still in my bag from work because I haven't made it back to a bank because who goes to bank these days? I still have $250 in coins in my bag. Crazy.
Dude, Ryan, I'm so sorry. That is fucking brilliant. Like, good job on that. You gained the challenge. Like, Zach broke the one before that, and then you broke that one. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So Akito has joined us now. So, first question: what did you think of the tribe's merge name?
Suck-ups, a bunch of suck-ups. Let's say that for sure. It's a bunch of suck-ups trying to sugarcoat my elimination. That's all I have to say. I don't know why it's better than the Gibby tribe. That's for sure.
So, Akito, where did your game go wrong? Because, I mean, I don't know. You seem to be a little all over the place. So.
I'd love to be all over the place. Why not? Because don't take the game seriously. Just have fun. Do whatever you want. Like, I just like to do whatever I want. Be free. Do whatever you want. Like, have fun. Like, you can just do whatever you want. Because at the point of most of my time playing online games, it's just.
But did you think you were in the majority when you were in the minority?
Hell no. I've seen Survivor many times where the minority can be the majority. So I knew if people are bullshitting me, they're bullshitting me, and I already know what's gonna happen.
This really missed out when you voted out before the merge. We would have so many good lines.
I know.
I think you might have sent in the most confessionals, even though you were out by like week 5.
Really?
I mean, you were up there. We got like a bunch for you per round, so it was pretty impressive.
Wow, I guess I talked a lot.
So I guess we'll roll back to B quick. B. So pre-merge, after the swap, you were throwing challenges. You were kind of like a stone cold, like heartless killer. You know, you befriended Jacob, and then he was gone. Glenn started maybe trusting you, thinking he was going. He was gone. Jaden trusted you. There goes Jaden. And then we come to the merge, and then we don't see that. It's like you start crying when Wallace leaves because you split the plan up, or Jonathan leaves, but that wasn't because of you. So what's the real B, the game player? Is it the one with the big heart who feels really bad about everything, or is it the one that says, "Yeah, I really like you, but there's a knife in your back, you can leave"?
Well, it's both, right? And I wish I could have played more like that, I guess, post-merge and everything. I also felt like things were out of my control and everything a little bit post-merge, but pre-merge and the tribe swap, I felt like, I had all the power, so I wanted to protect my boys, and that was my number one job. Yeah. Bit of both.
So at the end, it wasn't strategy that, when certain people were leaving, because that's what a lot of people thought was like, they want to see if you would say, I leaked information knowing that it might hurt my ally, but that was good for my game.
Well, I leaked information to gain other allies, I guess, like to gain more trust with other allies, and that's sort of what happened. The problem with me is that I didn't want to make choices on who I was aligned with, and my lack of making choices is ultimately what got people sent home. Yeah.
All right. So, trying to think. At the merge, we made some power rankings, kind of rated where we thought you guys fell in the game, and I gotta say, we were terribly wrong.
Fuck yeah, let's go. Power rankings.
So this was just, and I'll post it later so you can read the whole thing. I kind of did like, what each person was, why they might win, and then why they might not win.
Whole thing. Let's go.
So I rated Wallace as number 1.
Wow.
Wallace had connections everywhere. He was very good with talking to people. Maybe a little too emotional, and that might have hurt him. But he was able to connect to people really quick, and he was very particular what words he would choose. Like in the beginning, he was trying to, whenever Spencer was in a conversation, he was trying to like ease him down. I remember like you were talking to Jonathan, and he was like telling you like, don't be too aggressive, don't be too aggressive. Like he was very aware of how you were coming off. And that's why I rated him number 1. Number 2 was Zach. Zach, very strong player, seemed to be the top of a strong alliance. So, it seemed like New Chajora, they were the only unified tribe coming in for the merge. And yeah.
Hey, B, what's up?
The final 3. I guess not, but based on how lines were going to draw, it seemed like he was good. For the same reason, Tracy was number 3. She kind of disappeared at the merge. Kind of got busy, but otherwise, I think you might have seen more of Tracy.
Life happens. What can I say?
Number 4 was B. So I was okay. I had B number 4 because you were the stone cold killer. You were just like, and you were like blindsiding people, and yet nobody was like, B's, like I don't trust B. You were blindsiding people like, B's great. I don't know what that trait is about you, but I think we saw that where until the end of the game, and some people, Tracy kind of saw through that, but a lot of other people were just enamored by it, and maybe still are. I don't know, but there's that game player B that only came out sometimes, as AJ makes the face.
But by the way, B, if you can tell me where to buy the Kool-Aid, I would like some. Yeah, I made that happen.
5 was Brian. Brian, good strategic player. I thought he was going to be an early merge boot, though. I didn't think he was long for the game, just because.
And I ended up in 5th. So
yeah. You seem like someone that everyone would target going into the game, going into the merge. So Trevino was actually 6th. Surprisingly, I thought if he was quiet for a few rounds and then he pulled his antics, it might have worked.
I think that's impossible for him.
No, but I think he's absolutely right though. Like Trevino told me early on that like he's played this often enough that people know his shtick, whatever the fuck that is. And I guess his shtick is chaos. But yeah, if he'd pulled that at like 9 or 8 rather than 12, some shit could have gone down.
Right, and that's what I thought. If he was able to just kind of go under the radar for a few votes, he was in a good position, seemingly, especially after the first merge vote. But then he tried to take too much charge. But 7 was Spencer. But I think what hurt Spencer was everyone kind of never gave him a chance. I don't know.
I love Spencer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's funny because like we had Spencer came in the merge. You had Zach and Spencer. Spencer shows, hey, let's throw these votes. Let's all play idols. And everyone's on board. Next round, everyone's like, let's vote Spencer out. So,
no, next round, everybody's like, let's get rid of idol. And then like 3 people leaked everything and it didn't work. That's what happened. We didn't actually want to get rid of Spencer, I don't think.
Well, you had that moves or whatever. Chat.
It was move with 3s. Get it right.
Sorry.
Regardless of what like the main goal was, the end of it, like at the end of the day, I was still going home. So it was like, hey, everybody like blow your idols and like use every single advantage left.
No, that was the round before though. The move was after Operation Idol Drop.
Yeah,
right. No, that's what I'm saying. Like it was the move, or I'm sorry, it was idol getting. Then that's when Trevino tried to rally everybody to vote me out.
But you were never.
It wasn't to vote you out. It was to get rid of B's idol.
It was 100%. That's why you weren't included on the chat to begin with. And that chat, like I've said 1,000 times, was never supposed to exist. That was supposed to be me, AJ, Nick, and Austin. And then Austin decided to invite literally everyone else in the game to the thing. It was like, hey, that's a great idea. Let's let everyone know.
Do you think that chat kind of broke up Mr. Dior though? Like,
yeah, I feel like Spencer is level-headed enough that if we were in the same round together after that we would have been able to work things out from that point. But it's like,
And like I'm sorry that like my life post merge happened, but Wallace blew up my Skype literally within the hour before that vote went down and got me to switch from Spencer or whoever I think I was voting for B because that was just like my pattern, but onto Trevino. Wallace did that within an hour, and I went to talk to Alex, and I went to talk to Nick with a K, and like effing Wallace got that off.
Hey, I'd like to take some of the credit there because
please do. It's your favorite thing.
Well, no,
hey.
but I can.
I definitely did that.
Tracy.
Wait.
You know I love you. You know I love you.
I know, but what you may not know is that the reason Wallace was switching everything over to Trevino is B and I were talking. We were like, why don't we trust each other anymore? And she says, Trevino told me in 2 tribals, they're going to flip on you. And he had told me the same thing. He had told her the same thing just about me and AJ and her and Wallace. And we realized all he was doing was trying to divide the old Tajura. And that's what led to a big Tajura strong kind of movement. And then Wallace went off to talk to you guys to get you all in on the plan.
The thing is that like at this point in the game, there were 12 people left, and there are so many interweaving stories going on. I do not doubt that what you say is true, but what I'm saying is also true. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know, because we sent Wallace out to talk to you guys.
I mean, he did the hard work. You know that you wouldn't have gotten through to me in that case, right?
Of course.
But like it's 12 interweaving stories at that point.
At what point are we talking about though?
This is the move going down within 3 hours of the vote coming down upon Trevino.
But Trevino was always the person we were going for in that round. I don't know.
Not really.
Yes, he was. He began.
Kinda.
100%. He was the person that we were going for at the beginning of that round. Then he called me after like a 2-hour conversation, threw everything on the table, and threw everyone else under the bus. And then it was like, all right, we'll see what else we can do. And that's where the idea to split the vote to flush Fleet B's idol out was coming into play. And the side votes were going to be Alex and Spencer, but it was never going to be that way because we had enough numbers. Like I sent like 5 or 6 of the people in the game the spreadsheet that I had that showed where he was going to go out.
Wait, BT Dubs though. I think Zach, actually, you weren't there that day. I think that was your shitty November day. Actually,
I was there. I left like 3 hours before the vote, but it was 100% the first 4 days before that because there was a delayed challenge in the midst of all of that. The vote was going to be on Austin. I don't know where all of this other crazy idea is coming from.
The vote from my end, the vote was on you, and then Austin Trevino gave me a call and said that it was your plan to get the Super Idol out of all this.
If Trevino said something, it might not be true. Let's just put that out there.
We realized.
No, that's the same conversation he's had. He said it was going to be like going into that round. It was between him and I, or if not me, then someone else. But like the vote from our side was always going to be Austin until he came and called me.
Yes.
After that, like
right. But the switch back was due to basically some figuring out that Trevino was just lying to everyone, and then we were like, "Fuck it, let's get rid of him."
But what was the switch back?
What's that?
That's when I kept trying the Super Idol to prove my loyalty.
Because Trevino was trying to get B to give him the Super Idol. I intervened by talking to B and saying, don't give the Super Idol up to anyone. Then we did our little Super Idol exchange to build trust again. And then we got everyone on board within the old Tajura, except for AJ. I think we left him out because he would have gone and yelled at everyone in the tribal chat because that's what he did.
No, it was except for Isaiah originally.
Oh, was it except for Isaiah? Oh, right, because they were too close. Sorry, yeah.
Nice try, Brian.
I mean, Isaiah actually wanted to talk about cutting Trevino because Trevino was driving crazy and putting all the attention on it. So that was interesting. But Trevino wanted to take the Super Idol to keep the Super Idol. He's not the only one who tried to take the Super Idol to keep the Super Idol. There was a time where I don't know if this plan was ever going to work, but Isaiah was talking to B, trying to get her to hand him the Super Idol so he can keep it.
Yep.
You want to talk about that, Isaiah?
I remember that.
Yeah, I was just trying anything at that point, man. I don't know. I forget what round that was.
Are you drunk?
No.
He's coming out of a hospital.
Yeah.
Don't even
Oh, yeah.
The
suggest.
funniest thing about that one,
Sorry.
the funniest thing was Trevino was working B to get the idol.
Yeah, that's
And then I caught onto that through conversation, talked to B, told her not to give it up. We started doing our thing, me asking for it, basically to try to prevent her from giving it up. And then Isaiah instantly messages me. Instantly. He's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah,
So
it was crazy. It was like also me and Austin were in the call. He was like, "Yeah, I'm about to get the super idol from B." And I was like, "All right, good." And then Brian messages me. He's like, "Yeah, I'm about to try to get the super idol from B." And I'm like, "Yo, what the hell is going on?" Then B messages me and she's freaking out. She's like, "All right, Austin's asking for the idol and Brian's asking for the idol, and I don't know who to give it to." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh no, man."
See, Isaiah had some social game. You might not have just seen it, but he was talking. All right, so continuing on the list, number 8 was Nick G. He just seemed. I didn't know if he was going to turn on you guys. I kind of underrated him, I think, because the first couple rounds of the merge.
I think Nick would have turned on anybody he felt like he needed to when he felt like he needed to do it.
Yeah.
He did so much strategic gymnastics, it frankly floored me.
Yeah.
He never talked to me, so
He leaked
didn't want to.
information strategically. He leaked information. You know.
Yeah, well, I know that. And I also know that like certain strategic leaks were to our benefit. It just also played into the chaos of how everything went down. So I wasn't sure how cool I was at that. But I do know that like on those late night Skype calls with Zach and Nick with the K, Nick with the K was thinking harder and faster than possibly anybody I've ever played with. And that's a pretty high bar.
Who is number 9?
Number 9 is Nick with no K. Just based on his position in the game, that seemed like he was someone that no one was going to target for a little bit. 10 was AJ. AJ, he had lots of meat shields, and it was hard to see him get to the end without those meat shields, which he actually did. So, I was kind of surprised because I thought he was, with Brian so close. And Brian showed time after time he was going to protect AJ. And then at the end, AJ actually did cut Brian, which was probably a good move, but at the end, it wasn't good enough to beat B. But I don't see a way where AJ beats Brian personally. Maybe I'm wrong.
So, hey, to the jury, is there, to the 6 people who voted B, is there anything AJ and or Isaiah could have said to convince you otherwise?
Well, Spencer was almost convinced. Spencer had his vote on Isaiah, so.
And I conceded in the group chat that Isaiah had the best final tribal by far. Absolutely, he won final tribal. My problem was not about how he articulated himself there. It was that he was justifying a strategy of floating and not really taking charge of anything, which is a legitimate strategy, but not one that I personally respect as much. So I don't think he would have been able to. AJ, just because of his lack of participation in challenges and tribals throughout the game, it told me that he didn't really care about the game enough. And if someone if I get the impression someone doesn't actually care about the game, why would I vote for them to win it?
If
I'm going to be right back.
from my end, if either of them had really said to me like, "Hey, look, what?"
Oh, he said bye.
Oh, if either one had said to me something along the lines of, look, here's why I didn't reach out to you. Here's why I didn't reach out to, or here's why I didn't try to get to know you better than I did with everybody else. Because clearly AJ and Isaiah were talking to other people at length and not me. It wasn't just I didn't get to know anybody. It was I didn't get to know you personally, along with some other people personally. But it was why me? And for Isaiah specifically, especially after he gave, his reasoning, I don't think Spencer's gotten a fair shake of things. And, hey, Spencer, how's it going afterwards? I hope we can work together. Sorry about drawing the sock monkey.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, I didn't.
We need to put a sock monkey out. I wish we could just bring it.
Let's also say.
She
Let me
is
also,
the
let me also
season.
just say that, Isaiah, that if you had mentioned the sock puppet, if you had mentioned the sock puppet and apologized for that in front of everybody, probably would have given you my vote.
How that came up, I think. Well, two things. One with the whole sock puppet thing. I think the reason that was even made was we were in a Lions and I think it was Brian. He was like, someone can make like sock puppet like icon. I was like, hey, I mean, whatever, I'll do it. I mean, I didn't think much of it because I knew if it was me, I'd probably think it was funny. But if it hurt your feelings or anything, I 100% apologize. And two, with me doing failure with communication, one, I mean that was kind of on my part, like that, like I work and everything, like I completely take ownership for that. But it's also I played like a couple of other games where like I try to do similar games like all of you, and I've always found myself just like failing and not making a final tribal council. But I find like the people who play like the way I did this time, like usually make it to the end and somehow end up winning. So I was like, oh, let me try doing this time. And I mean, it got me here, and I was like, all right, cool, maybe I'm doing something right. But I mean, obviously I didn't win, so I was doing something wrong. I don't know. But
You, Isaiah, chat me up later, okay?
okay, like I tried my best. I mean, I don't know. I tried. I have fun. I don't regret anything. It's cool though.
No,
Isaiah, you did very, very well, and I really wanted to vote for you. I've like everybody's been saying, you totally won final tribal council, and I wanted to vote for you, but vote against, not vote for, also collusion.
Yeah, I get that. Like I studied for that thing like for like 5 days straight. Like I was prepping myself for that. But it's like I can see why people thought like I was inactive and stuff because I intentionally like my thing was just like being like out of the spotlight, and I bit my tongue like a lot because like there was points where I was like, dude, like I need to do something crazy, but I was like, no, I did this before and I failed. Why would I do that? And then I didn't do it. So that's a mistake on my part. But yeah, I mean,
no, it's not necessarily a mistake, and that's what really frustrated me. Because I've played the quiet game before and I've won the quiet game before, and I was spiritually begging and pleading for you and AJ to make those arguments, and I thought you did. I honestly thought you did.
This is my first time doing something like that, and I was like legit. Every time I play like you guys, I've never made it to final tribal council. Like this is my first time making a final tribal council, and I was like, dude, like I actually did it right. I was like still hyped, but I mean, I probably won't do it again, but
So Merle, who was next?
All right. Next, number 11 was Alex, and just because I don't think I knew a single thing about Alex going to the merge, like we went to one tribal council. It was the second tribal council of the season, so I really didn't have anything to go off Alex on. So
may I?
Yeah.
He did venture onto Exile Island with Isaiah, which is the same kind of leap of faith that B and Isaiah made at the beginning.
Yeah, the thing with that, like me and Alex, like I actually wanted to do like a whole like deal with him from there, but like we just never talked. Like there was so much opportunity right there too.
Yeah, that should have been a fun little twist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, number 12 out of 14, because I did this when, before I went off pre-merge, was Isaiah. Just because I wasn't sure if, people thinking he had the super idol when he didn't, and everyone having idols still in the game, I thought that was going to come back to, take him out. 13 was Jonathan, despite at the time of the writing he had 2 idols, just based on lack of strong connections in the game. And 14 was Jaden, and my comment was Jaden likely will make the merge, let alone final tribal council. And if he makes the final tribal council, I'm not sure anyone will vote for him. So, just basically, everyone seemed to think he was sporadic, and I mean, the people that played with him might be able to better talk about Jaden.
We have 2 sides of this, right? Yeah. We have the Friday night fun times from New Tajura, and then we have the Yellow Tribe antics of what happened then.
Yes. Well, Yellow threw challenges, and then Zach, one of the most interesting moves of the season, throws a fake idol to Jaden and causes pandemonium between everyone else. Then we have Trevino thinking about throwing a challenge to try to protect AJ, and then he messed up in the challenge. So Brian thought that Trevino actually was trying to throw the challenge. I was thinking of voting him out because of it. Meanwhile, those still can't get their shit together and lose anyways. It's definitely, and the tribal council was a 2-1-1 split. So it definitely caused chaos. Same result, Jaden left, and maybe put a bigger target on Zach's back. But I guess, what was your thinking behind that move, Zach?
I wanted to flush the idol. I thought if I was going to send it to him before he had played the idol the round prior to that, but he ended up playing it then. If he had two, I feel like they definitely would have gone for him, or he would have been comfortable playing one for sure, and then just had a fake idol coming into the merge, which would have been fine for us. But when he had played his idol, it kind of muddied things up. I thought that it might stop them from voting for him because caught in the split, B and Isaiah, because they were both on that same tribe. Whichever one of them would be caught in the split, one of them would lose the super idol and the other person would go home. But
dude, I thought I was gone that week.
Yeah, well.
Oh my God, yo, Jaden went from being defeated and he turned so cocky. He was like giving commands and stuff. I was like, oh my God.
Good.
I was like, what the hell is this that guy do? Like, I was like, if I make it a merge, I'm like this guy.
Yeah. I think you were going to one point because there was a point where B was actually going to vote you out, and then
I believe it. I mean, I would have too. I was like, what the hell?
Super idol, so she was going to vote you out. But then she, a second you talked to her out.
So I was away from my Skype for about 2 hours, and came back to see that somebody from my tribe somebody from a tribe that I was currently working with and currently really, really liked everybody from the tribe had done something to purposely sabotage my strongest ally outside of our tribe. And I was like, oh.
Wait, it wasn't B. It was actually Jaden. Seriously?
Yeah.
No, are you kidding me? Wait, what?
No. He was trying to sabotage B.
Yeah. I was trying to help Jaden. I figured at the very worst they could play. Like,
I wish I'd gotten to meet the kid. He seems like so much fun.
The only person who cracked that tribal was Jonathan. Like, I was surprised B didn't crack. I was like I'm going to get voted out.
Well, Jonathan had two idols, so he played one to keep himself safe, and no one knew he had another one, which was interesting. The next round when there he goes with it. But,
yeah, I kind of wish he was still here to talk about that. Like, Autumn was so quiet, and it seemed like wasn't talking to much of anyone. I was very curious that he ended up with it. I've never heard the story of how that happened.
Autumn said that he felt the most real to her. That he would talk to her about non-game versus everyone else.
Gotcha.
Focus on
from Ponderosa chat, I can totally attest to Jonathan being a quality fucking human being.
He's online. He's just not in the chat room.
Merle, question for you.
Yeah.
When are we going to see rites of passage?
We should post those soon. I think Chris has them, so we'll have to post them.
Oh shit! Should I submit one?
You weren't a finalist, so you don't have to. You're good.
I'm down with zero effort. That's my jig.
Get absolutely wrecked.
But I mean, if what comes out of your mouth is better than what comes out of your asshole, then you can feel free and give us one if you want. Bro.
Well played, my friend. Well played.
So I guess I'll open it up to you. What questions do you guys still have about the game, if any? What do you want to know? Was there any secrets or?
So none of us actually hate each other, right?
No.
I don't think so. Except for Keto, he hates you all.
Wait, what?
That's true.
No. Whatever I said, I apologize. Whatever I said, whenever the episodes come up, I apologize for all the demeaning stuff I said.
Akito, you're in the majority of our hearts.
Hey, Spencer, dude, that shit's out of bounds.
Oh, crossing the line. I don't know if there's anything. Like I said, we're gonna post the episode guide, and hopefully, you guys can kind of help us, write some of that. Anything you think is important that we might have missed. I'll send you. It's not an editable link, just so we can, no one screws it up. But
Oh, and whenever anybody's feeling bored, the Jackbox room is open.
yeah,
Jackbox is great. Everybody likes Jackbox. Yes.
We do.
yeah, Jackbox,
Cool.
great game.
We were playing earlier, and the first question that I got of ever playing Jackbox was, "What's the worst thing about Canada?" And immediately I was like, "Ryan!"
And I think you got every vote pretty much.
So Brian, you have to tell me, is maple syrup like a different kind of blood type? Like, how does it work? Like, if you get in a car accident and your blood is like half maple syrup, what does Canada do?
But like, hold on, because I was surprised he didn't get like maple syrup coins and stack those, because it's like currency.
Dude, toonies are pretty sweet. Brian rocked that shit.
I had two shining moments, and one was that one. The other one was the 6-digit challenge. Those were my shining moments.
I was practicing with Zach and Nick with a K and Nick with a C all fucking day because I couldn't compete because I had Snake Idol. And none of them won.
No one got
Everybody, I love you all. I've got to head out.
All right, Spencer. Thanks.
See you, Spencer. We'll grab a beer.
It's been a fantastic season.
Yeah, Brian, Wallace thought it was impossible because he had a math. His roommate's a math major apparently, and he was telling him like, "This is the best way to do it. There's no better way." And he was like, "All right, good." And then you come on and destroy his record, and he's like, "That's not possible." He did it twice pretty much because there was a mistake, and then you got a better score. But
yeah,
yeah. So
as soon as Chris said that I was wrong, I said, "No, I'm not. You're wrong." And
yeah, he did that like 2 times, so I had to take over. Chris, math is not the best. That's why there's 2 hosts.
It's counting to 4 is hard. I get it. Yeah.
9 times 9 equals 89.
Very good. You're wrong. Okay.
It's 81, I know.
You should ask Siri to divide 0 by 0.
Wait,
have you done that before? You should do it right now.
No, stop. My Siri was on. Stop.
Do you have an iPhone? Ask Siri to divide 0 by 0.
Yeah, so I think you activated his Siri. Well, not actually. All right, well, if anyone has any final questions, if not, we can wrap this up and move on with our life.
Are Zach and I the only ones who know B's real name?
Yes, I don't know B. I guessed Elizabeth.
Beatrice?
No, I kind of I hinted at it actually when I was talking about it in final. I knew you would catch it.
Yeah, that's good.
I said if I was to give up her name, it would be if I was to cross that bridge, it would be too far. Her name's Bridget.
Well, now you revealed to everyone, so I hope she's okay with that.
Whatever. She'll deal. She won, so
yeah.
I figure we should know who our winner is.
That's true.
Yeah, but doxing isn't cool.
Really?
Yeah, really. Like, unless you did something to earn a doxing isn't cool.
Okay.
Let's end on a positive note, guys.
It's a first name.
It's a dog's name. I mean,
no, I think she was saying doxing.
Yes, what Brian said.
And I was saying doxing are cool. The dog, because they're beautiful.
Well, like with the 2 X's.
Yeah, it's a first name. It doesn't really constitute doxing.
That's true. We're not giving any more information now.
No.
No, we're not.
So, Zach, where do you live and what's your social?
That's a little too much. But Los Angeles, California. You're all welcome to come to.
Well, you better not piss me
Wait
off.
a minute. Wait. Did you say California?
I did say California.
What the?
It's a country the size of Canada. Don't worry about it.
Are you in California too?
Duh.
Are you really?
The population, yeah.
Where in California are you, Akira?
Oh, hell no. Why would I say my location, dude?
If anyone is in Los Angeles for the finale, we're going to watch it here, and then we're going to walk over to the parlor and go to the after party with everybody. So,
this Wednesday?
Yeah, this Wednesday, yeah.
I am off this Wednesday, but I don't know how to drive there.
That is the tough situation you're in. I'm sorry.
I'll catch my plane now, and we'll...
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah, the subway ride works for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm jealous. LA seems pretty cool, but
good place.
Unfortunately, we cannot afford to fly everyone out to LA for our finale, which would have been pretty cool because then we could have went to their finale afterwards. But
Dude, why can't the winner get $1 million to afford the entire cast a vacation to Vegas? And BT Dubs, Zach, wasn't Adam Klein like seriously the coolest ever?
He was a nice guy. He was a good gentleman.
He's like so smart and so friendly. Holy shit.
Yeah, he was.
And yeah, we're bragging about living in LA. Don't worry about it.
all right.
Cool story, bro.
I guess final words. Thank you guys for all playing in this great season. Hopefully we all kind of stay in touch, especially, it was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys can all be friends, or at least amicable as we play Jackbox and make fun of each other on stuff. So
I really hope the Jackbox keeps up, friends. Like, for fucking serious. I love the Jackbox. It's like a good way to waste an hour every once in a while.
Everyone currently on now and most of the cast, hopefully you stay interested because you might get some invites and come back and be in the future again. I mean, I don't know if you'll say yes, but invites are coming your ways eventually. So
yeah, thanks, Matt, and thanks, Chris, for running the show. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you so
my
much.
expectations for sure.
Yeah, you're great, Mulch. You're great.
Met some cool people. Had some cool times. It was real and it was fun, but it wasn't real fun. But I'm not so glad it's over.
Yeah. Well, congratulations one more time to the winner, B.
Congrats.
However you did it, and that's what matters.
Yeah. Call that
The Natalie White apologist appreciates the B win.
All right, guys. Thank you again. And I'm going to stop the broadcast. Good night.